Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Max, and today I will be talking about the aspects of WandaVision that I did not like. Alright, so as a whole, WandaVision is a show that I really enjoyed, and there were so many cool things in it, such as the different take on the MCU entirely, different looks into characters, evolutions of characters, mainly Wanda, and then also just kind of little bits and pieces of things that will build up into other stories in the future. However, I was kind of disappointed in a lot of things that I thought were going to pay off differently, and that's not me building up my expectations, but I really do think there are some things that Disney dropped the ball on, essentially. And one of the biggest ones, I'm sure everybody is aware of this, it's, Evan Peters' Quicksilver, or Ralph Bohner, as we find out his name is. I just don't understand this, and it's crazy to me because you're going into the multiverse. Like, WandaVision is setting up the multiverse, the thing where Evan Peters' Quicksilver could come from, and then you're going to make him a completely different character. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I've seen some people say, well, like, oh, he was under Agatha's spell. But what we saw is that it was tied to the necklace. So I don't know why he would have this kind of, double personality on top of his original personality if that was the case. And I do think they were saying Ralph is his name. He is Ralph. He is supposedly an actor, and he's just kind of under Agatha's control. And then, like, as we saw, he was scared when the necklace was taken off, and he did not seem like Quicksilver. I don't think he had the powers after that. And it really was a waste to me because, like, why? Why would you bring Evan Peters in? It makes no sense. You have the multiverse coming up, easily explainable as to why there would be another Quicksilver. You have Evan Peters, who played Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men universe, playing Quicksilver in the WandaVision show, and then you're going to go and make him someone who is not actually Quicksilver. Like, I don't know if it was a joke they were playing on us or what, but I just think it was so... Like, when that episode came out, it was... like they were blatantly saying, yes, the multiverse is coming and here's your first glimpse at it. And then in the last episode, they were like, nope, never mind. It's not going to be Quicksilver. It's just going to be some random guy who had the powers because of a necklace. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. And I don't think that's at fault of us as fans, because having the same actor from another universe playing the same character in two universes is not a huge reach. It's not, a theory that's like, oh, it could be Mephisto or Doctor Doom or someone. It's literally the same character, and then they just decided to not make him that character in the end. So that's probably my biggest gripe with the show, is setting up something that's so obviously could have been great and explained as far as the multiverse goes and introduced the multiverse, but it really seems like it was just kind of a waste. Although Evan Peters did seem like he had a good time in a recent, I don't know if it was an interview or just a post on Twitter or whatever, but he did seem like he had a good time making the show. So, props to him for doing this role again, kind of, but it was just weird to me. Something else that was weird is that when looking back on the show, and especially seeing the cliffhanger with Wanda reading the darkhold, whether that is Wanda or the Scarlet Witch, they're essentially, two sides of the same person, in my opinion. And, I don't know whether they're going to go kind of like an Enchantress thing from Suicide Squad, where when she's the Scarlet Witch, she's not entirely aware of what's going on, or she's kind of taken over. But you can't really root for any character inside, like, the central story, excluding Monica, Jimmy Woo, Darcy, and some of the more minor ones, because while they did play integral roles in the story, they weren't really in the hex or considered like the main front and center characters. But there were really no characters to root for aside from Fake Vision. And that was weird to me, because Wanda ended up the villain. Agatha was, kind of pulling strings here and there. The kids weren't real. Hayward was not a good person. Other characters didn't have important enough roles to kind of be looked at as the central characters. And then the people in Westview, you just felt sorry for them because Wanda was controlling them. So you really couldn't root for any character besides Fake Vision. And yes, there were moments you would root for Wanda, but that was only because she would be in danger or something. And then you look at a scene like the scene from episode 9 where she goes out into the town and people are coming towards her, and then she like puts I don't know if they're considered like nooses or leashes around their necks and we're like choking them, and just because she couldn't handle it, like Wanda's clearly the villain, and you really couldn't root for her as the main character, and then with Vision being fake, like there was no one to root for. And I feel like because of this, there's nothing that really improved or pushed the show into further properties aside from the end credit scenes. The end credit scenes set up a lot. They set up Secret Invasion a little bit, and they set up Doctor Strange 2, which are important properties. But when it comes to the show itself, there's not really anything that was kind of taken into effect as far as the show goes. Vision is still dead. Wanda is still evil, like we saw in the beginning of the show. Agatha is still in the town, so that's essentially the same. Her character went back to the way she was. The people of Westview are freed, but that's about it. And like other than that, there's not a whole lot that the show affected. So I do think it was a little interesting kind of having these main characters and then one ends up being a villain and one doesn't exist anymore. Unless you want to count White Vision, but from what I understand, he doesn't really have emotions, so he's kind of like a good version of Ultron, essentially. So I wouldn't count that as Vision living on because he's not the Vision that we've known, the Vision with emotions and kind of human connection. So that's about it for now, and don't get me wrong, I still really enjoy the show, but I just feel like these were things that could have either been changed a little bit or, kind of broadened, or they could have explained them in better ways to make us root for the characters moving forward because, we like Wanda as comic fans and we like her as a character, but she's not the good guy moving forward. So you can't root for her in terms of the story itself. So we'll see where it goes, but that's about all I have for now. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.